Howdy, everyone. So my name's Christopher Armbrust. We have a little bit of time to wait for a few more people to trickle in. The session title is Growing Entrepreneurs at 10 o'clock. So before I start or anything like that, I would say thank you to all our sponsors, supporters. I'm from the University School of Milwaukee, so I'm on the left, one up from the bottom. I had a great time helping everyone create the conference and working with all the great students from Marymount and other schools around the world. So before we start, we can just stay here for a little bit. Everyone, you have your whiteboard permission, so you can put a little dot where you're from using the pointer. I love Wisconsin, so great job in Platteville. All right, so we see where everything's come from. That's awesome. Very global. All right, so I am a junior at University School of Milwaukee. So why am I qualified to tell you any of this? I've had deep ties in the startup world through Generator. Generator is a business accelerator out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Madison, running 12-week classes. I'll touch more on business accelerators in a second. I've been able to use the Lean Startup method in my school using my student tech team, and I've watched my father grow a company from $500, and I've also helped grow 2 tech startups, Mobile Igniter and Project Foundry. Mobile Igniter I helped from the baseline and helped them even with a little bit of their marketing, and Project Foundry I've been doing tests with and doing a few, doing sales calls for them. So what is an entrepreneur? Many people don't really know the definition as well. It's thrown around, the definition is thrown around too loosely. But an entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. So many people don't actually recognize real entrepreneurs from different, like the fake entrepreneurs when the term is thrown around too loosely. So it's really imperative to know about it's taking a greater than for financial risks. They're innovative, creative. There's entrepreneurs, even in people who just create small businesses in their communities. I mean, everything is great. So what are schools doing wrong involving entrepreneurs? So this is one thing that has been bothering me lately as I go through high school, but most schools are training students to become fixed income employees. They're relying heavily on advanced placement courses and science and math classes. Also, they're going for ACT scores and SAT scores. This is not what entrepreneurs like. This is not how their brains work. Entrepreneurs cannot adapt to this. To get a little bit more in depth on that, this is how entrepreneurs' brains function. This is why it's not working. True entrepreneurs are a balance of creativity and logistical skills, so a balance of left or right brain. As you see on the left, there's the logistical side with binary code in the background, but on the right side, it's artsy and creative, so innovative. And most students tend to be left or right heavily. Entrepreneurs are more of a balance. So that's something you have to understand when you have an entrepreneur at your school. You can't just expect them to be like other students. They aren't. So how do you grow entrepreneurs at your school? Well, there's two ways. There's technology, and there's hands-on experience. So why technology? Well, you might be thinking, why technology? Technology is the future, and to have some experience in the tech world is very valuable for future endeavors. Almost all startups are using technology nowadays, and most of them are tech startups, as that's the way the future is going. In the graph, you can see growth versus time. It's a growth versus time graph, current technology and emerging technology. So over the next few years, and even in the future, it's all going to be technology related. Whatever startup you do, even if it's in hospitality, business, or something, your students are going to have to know technology. They're going to have some experience with it. But what hands-on experience is there? So one of the things I did was I turned my school's tech team into a valid business. There's business accelerator internships, and there's startup weekends or pitch competitions. So how do you make a tech team a sustainable business? What I did is I learned about the lean startup methodology. Lean startup is basically you're making a business model canvas. You're putting all your, I guess, say, ideas on it, and then you're confining it down to create a better business, like a more sustainable business. What I did at my school for my tech team is we kind of had an idea. It was a bunch of tech nerds. 2 tech nerds started it, basically, just kind of helping people fix phones for free or all that. Eventually, it grew. And when I stepped in, I realized there was money to be made and that we had a lot of potential, a lot of great kids, and a lot of great stuff going on in our school. So what I did is I created business for repairs, created business for consulting, and we do free troubleshooting, but we've become a sustainable business by being able to buy 3D printers and such. So if you have a tech team at your school, I would encourage entrepreneurs to be able to join it. It's really valuable for their future, and just even if they go in the business world, it's incredibly valuable. Internet Business Accelerator. So a lot of people don't actually know what a business accelerator is, so I'm going to give you a little background. A business accelerator is a business to help companies get through adolescence and prepare them to enter adulthood, providing them with strong arms and legs, sound values, and a clear mindset strategy for the future. I interned at Generator. My dad was a key role in it, as he wanted to give back to entrepreneurs in the community. I see some great things, some great companies come out of there. I've had some great relations, and going into if I ever wanted to do a business venture, one of the great things that students would have is the connections in the startup world, from other startups to just knowing the venture capital, where they can get their money, just being in the startup world would be incredibly valuable for their future, just in business world or wherever they want to do. So how do you get access to a startup accelerator? Well, there are startup accelerators in every city nowadays. These are like the top 15-ish. So Generator is number 8. It's only been around for 3 years now. I was helping in 8th grade doing that, 3-4 years. But some of the biggest, if you're out in California, is like Y Combinator, and Techstars is also extremely huge out of Boulder and Chicago. But any of these would be very valuable for your students, as maybe interning could give them valuable experience, and on top of that, they can make some great connections. Just talking to the people there could maybe help them find out what they want to do with their career. So I would highly recommend you get in touch with one, or have them get in touch with one. Some other thing that I've participated in and seen around is pitch competitions and startup weekends. So pitch competitions. So pitch competitions, you got 2 minutes. You got an elevator pitch, right? Tell your idea. It's for money usually. Sometimes it's just for a grade in colleges and stuff. But I've seen them all over. It's not just for college students. You have an option for anyone to join, and I think it's really valuable just to hear other people's ideas, see what an elevator pitch is, because when you have 2 minutes to talk to some big shot, you really gotta give it your best shot. So, and another thing I participated in is startup weekends. I did Milwaukee Startup Weekend, but they're all over. I mean, it's ages 11 and up. I helped out with an aquaponics group that was their ages 13, 15, like 17. We did tabletop aquaponics. So at the age of 13, I did that, and I think that's what really sparked my interest. Just getting hands-on experience. I pitched, and then I helped build it, and we launched it. We almost won. We got 3rd place. So just having that experience was just incredible, and meeting great people, meeting some other people in the startup world. Some of them were experienced and coming back and just doing it for fun. Some of them were really just trying to create a team. So I enjoyed that a lot. That kind of wraps it up. I didn't really want to take too much of your time because there's so many great presentations going on today. But if you have any questions, please ask. My contact information, my email, if you have any more questions, or you want me to send you a link about any accelerators or not, it's toph@generator.com. My Twitter is toph_armbrust. I can go back to any slides if you want, need me to explain anything. So any questions, you can put it in the chat if you like. Yeah, I will. I'll show the entrepreneur brand. That's perfect. Oh yeah, you also have mic permission, so you can speak up if you like. Do you have any questions about the entrepreneur brain? I mean, I can even talk about other people, other entrepreneurs I know, so, or my brain. Project baseline, yeah, that's one of the things. So actually, Project Foundry is project-based learning. So I've experienced project-based learning hands-on, and I would actually say it's very valid that entrepreneurs do well with project-based learning because it's at their speed and they're doing projects and such. It's not as much for keeping up with others because they can work to their strengths. So I think that's really, really good. So what is the biggest problem? How many kids in your school doing this? Doing what exactly? If you mean the tech team, we have 17 right now. Um, we had 5 go down to present at ISTE last year. Then we had, I think, 8 or 9 go down to Isaacs in Indianapolis and present. So, yeah, I think we're at 17. We had a big group of freshmen come in, and I'm starting to get, I mean, one of the things that they're learning is business because I came in with less tech knowledge and more business knowledge, and they came in more tech knowledge and no business knowledge. So we've been teaching each other stuff, and that's how I've been learning. Um, so I have better chances in the future. Um, what's the next question? Is the school sponsored or something you did on your own? We actually we asked the school if we could have a space. I remember they were in the back of a computer lab. It was about 4 feet by like 8 feet. I mean, it really, and with desks and stuff, it was crowded in there. So they had a little room. Eventually, we got our own room to work in and grew a little bit with the IT department. We kind of latched onto them to get a little more support. But other than that, we've grown ourselves we have a pretty strong foundation that we didn't really need to use the school. I think we're corporated, but I do not know yet. I think we're working on that. And what's the biggest problem I face? Well, in terms of the tech team itself is getting people to understand who we are and what we do. We're not just tech nerds, just having fun, even though it is fun. But and in terms of school, I think my biggest problem is I am very average at a lot of things. I'm very creative. At the same time, I have some logistical skills. And the problem is, at schools, you get singled out because of other people. You're in a class and, oh, everyone else is comparing grades. You're like, yeah, I did well for myself because I know myself and who I am. Other entrepreneurs face this. I mean, Steve Jobs even dropped out of college. School isn't necessarily always good, but if you can use like project-based learning or just helping them, like entrepreneurs themselves, like not belittling them, but like helping them along instead of discouraging them. That's one of the problems I face. Some teachers don't understand how my brain works, or others entrepreneurs' brains work in my school. What's next? Do you encourage other students to participate from your school? So yeah, I actually have. Yeah, I could try to get all the tech guys involved, um, and for startup weekends, it's pretty simple actually. Sign up's simple. Everyone there is really accepting. They really think it's awesome that you're younger. And although I joined a team with younger people, I had an option to go with older. I just wanted to see what they were doing, just to see, maybe make some connections for the future. But I always encourage, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know when you're going to meet a business partner. You never know what's going to happen in life. So I always encourage us to get out there and connect. And Startup Weekends is one of those great ways to do that. What works best? Well, social networking is great nowadays, of course. But I usually just, I go up to the tech people or the people I know that are similar brain, then, I just kind of talk to them. If it's a big school, I think social networking is very positive for that. Any other questions? All right, we got time. Oh, okay, for 8 to 9-year-olds. Well, at that point in life, I mean, really, I don't think you really know yourself yet. But I mean, one of the things I would like encourage, I mean, I think they should be exposed to startups, not really startups, but like the whole idea that you can do it, that like instead of being the president or going to the moon, that they could be Steve Jobs or be someone like that, just kind of giving them a dream. Um, so your thoughts on UI UX for a tech project? I think about that. Thoughts on UI UX? For a tech project. Well, I think it's really valuable to know both. I mean, I know there's always, when you walk into a startup weekend, there's guys, oh yeah, I can do UI, UX, and all that. So, I mean, for a tech project, I think it's valuable to know. I think that UI, UX is good to know for just creating a team itself, because not everyone can do that. I mean, there's hustlers, there's back end, and I think UI, UX makes you a more valuable person to your team. For a tech project, I think it's very valuable to know. If you were going to do a project on that, I think everyone should at least take a look at it. I mean, you don't have to master it, but they should know what it is, understand it a little bit more. Yeah, it can make or break a project. I completely agree. Um, I've seen people who did not have UX UI people, and she failed her company, but failure is a success sometimes, so she learned. But she was a hustler, and she didn't know any of that stuff, so I mean, if she would have known that, it'd be a different story nowadays. 'Going back to the 8 or 9-year-old question, I was thinking about that a little bit. I don't know if there's books on it, um, but like, just like a simple intro to Steve Jobs, intro to Apple, or something, intro to Google. I don't know if they have like 8 or 9-year-old like reading capabilities, but that'd be really valuable just to have them know about it. And maybe have it be a dream. Three key pointers for other entrepreneurs. Um, well, so I mean, technology and hands-on experience kind of can go together, I guess you could say. I mean, I really think uh, you need to know, um, you need to have the hands-on experience and learn a little bit about technology to be able to be valuable, to be able to learn a little bit and have, like a good chance. But I think one thing for students is you can't get discouraged. I really don't think you can get discouraged. I mean, there's always going to be the kids at school who are getting great grades and stuff, but you can't just say I mean, you have to understand that you have a different, how you say, you have a different brain, and you're set up differently. So I don't think you can get discouraged by other students who are left-brained or really right-brained. Um, and another thing is, I would just say connect. I mean, you really got to connect just to get involved in the startup world. If you want to go into business school or maybe go something like that, they really should just try and meet someone. Just one person can open the door to so many other doors. So I would say technology / hands-on experience. So get some experience with that, or maybe try and do something at your school. You got to connect, and you have to not get discouraged. You really can't let other people discourage you, because that's going to be a problem for everyone in in the school system nowadays. Any other questions? Oh, we have. Also, this afternoon, if you want to learn more about the tech group I was talking about at 5 o'clock, we have it's called Build and Sustain a Student Tech Team. So please look into that because I know a lot of you guys were interested in that. So if you want to learn about that, I will not be there, but I have helped with the slides and such. So they'll do great.